The flower's dying. It needs water. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
But the suffering continues.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any...
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
How is...
No.
Why does...
I don't...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Here again.
I have wasted too much energy for so little
I wonder what your last...
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
No offense.
You were an...
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it.
Soldier, do you need...
I'm fine.
But the suffering continues.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again. I wish I could be sick again.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarg.
We are vampires. We live by leeching the...
The situation is somewhat awkward.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state.
The case is closed. Permanently.
And who was this woman?
If you must know, she worked under my employ as Nurse Crane. But I'll wager that's not what will be written on her gravestone.
You killed her. Is that what you consider discretion and diplomacy, Dr. Reed?
I did what I thought...
You will learn that trust is a rare and precious commodity in the Immortals' world, my young doctor. And your actions have not induced me to offer you my support.
I've been hearing a voice.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk.
Excuse my...
Me? Goodness no.
How could this cause offense?
Only the
A vampire?
Such a crude word.
So we are...
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of...
Are you?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
I don't understand. Why was I...
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway.
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
What type of vampire is a skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst...
And no one suspected you...
As you well know, suspicion has recently...
Are there many vampires here in...
Immortals are of a rare breed.
Do you know any of them?
You mean your maker?
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the...
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
When I awoke, changed.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
You make them sound like...
More a society, and like all the best one.
Once glorious, but...
They have seen better days, but all fanatic.
I've been away from London.
Things have gone...
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something...
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation.
Good evening,
and more
Milton.
determination.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired.
During the war,
Maybe you're right.
you do realize...
Come on.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save...
I'd like to see your...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do.
Are Our job brings us into contact with all...
That's easy for you.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
I'd like...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr.
This place...
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my...
Don't play the...
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may.
But in the circumstances,
You are not a burden, sir.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening.
Do you require medical...
Do you know?
Despite what you think about this place,
Well, at least...
Good evening, sir.
goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Alistair. As for me, still not a blundering idiot.
How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Don't waste your time with me.
Patients are not fooled. They know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
Good evening, Nurse Brent.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance?
I will be...
Nurse, you won't be able to help.
I'll try, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any...
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty?
My wife died because of me.
How could your
I was working a double. She went out...
You can't hold yourself...
Of course I didn't...
Tell me more about the death of your wife.
1915. I was in...
What happened?
The...
How are your children after losing their...
They were smaller then.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I would like to...
Is there anything else?
Really?
Unfortunately, you are not the only person.
Well...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for...
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the
Why do you?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
I really hope you're right about it.
I'm not the cut.
And are you not?
Rivalry?
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Damn it! Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long is it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year? You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
I will not let you down, my boy. Sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York once.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
I know I can count. I wish I could say the same. Yeah.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
It's locked. Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. I cannot enter. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak. But I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in...
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the children?
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
I need to talk...
Please do.
Do you know anything
Without...
They're definitely...
They're extreme...
Where do they...
What?
So you met...
Yes.
If I may...
Well, Jonathan...
A convenient yet expensive...
All vampire...
Nurse Craig...
Oh, really?
She was...
Nurse...
We'll talk later. I need to talk to you.
Please do.
We'll... I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand.
I hope that might help.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. Someone's poked my eye.
Free Street Corner. The Daily.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadogan fellow.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke? It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.